The Memphis Grizzlies are in big trouble, okay? For a team that was supposed to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference this playoffs, legit finals contending, like they had finals aspirations as a team. They talked so much mess on everyone. Dillon Brooks is just talking crazy about everyone, including a man named LeBron James, who we'll be getting to a little bit later. It just was a lot of expectations put onto the Memphis Grizzlies, and they currently find themselves losing 3-1 after getting pretty much blown out for an entire game in Game 3 against the Lakers, so it is not looking extremely well for them as of right now. Now, am I saying they're going to lose the series? No, but they are definitely in trouble. And one of the main reasons I have for them really being in trouble, and like one of their biggest mistakes, isn't really a Grizzlies mistake, it's more of a Dillon Brooks mistake. And that mistake is the fact that he keeps on talking crazy about LeBron. Like, LeBron is one of the players in the NBA that I just wouldn't talk trash to because it literally doesn't make sense. Like, when a player is that good at that level, talking trash is only going to hurt you because you're not going to get in his head. You're not going to make him play worse because he's too good to play worse. He's going to play good no matter what because he is LeBron fucking James. So there's literally no reason to talk shit to him, and yet Dillon Brooks insists on continually talking trash to him. And the reason this is such a big deal, not only because he's so good, but I mean, the last time we saw someone really, like, not even talk trash about LeBron, but kind of like talk about him in a negative light in the playoffs was after Game 4 of the 2016 NBA Finals, where Klay Thompson in her interview said, "I guess LeBron James' feelings just got hurt." And that was enough for when LeBron heard about it, he just laughed it off and kind of chuckled. And after that, he went on for the next 3 games to average 36 points per game, 3 blocks per game, 3 steals per game, 10 assists per game, 11 rebounds per game on 42% shooting from the 3 and 50% shooting from the field, and they were the first team to ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. And that it was just from Klay Thompson saying that he thinks he might have got his feelings hurt, he might have been a little sensitive. So now that Dillon Brooks is saying he doesn't respect him, that LeBron isn't that good, and that he's old, what do you think that's going to do to LeBron? That's going to piss him off. When he got asked about it, LeBron literally said, "I'm not talking about it," and just walked off. Like, pissing him off just makes zero sense, and it has already backfired for him. In his first game since then, LeBron dropped 28 points, had like 7 assists, and just played very well, and the Lakers pretty much blew him out from wire to wire. So it really it's just never a good idea to do it. And why Dillon Brooks just insists on constantly doing it is mind-boggling to me. And if I was his coach, I would have to tell him to shut the hell up. And then even like from just a basketball standpoint, not even like an emotional like, oh, LeBron's pissed off, he's just that good. Even from a basketball standpoint, they really are a terrible matchup for the Memphis Grizzlies because like LeBron James versus Ja Morant, best player versus best player. LeBron is the better player. Now, obviously, that's no dig to Ja Morant. LeBron is better than almost every player in the entire NBA. Now, he's not the best anymore, but he is still a top 10 player in the NBA. So him being better than Ja is no diss. It's just how good LeBron is. And then Anthony Davis and Jaren Jackson Jr. Anthony Davis is about as good of a matchup for Jaren Jackson Jr. you can possibly ask for. They're both elite rim protectors. They can both play on the perimeter, and they're both like basically the same player. Just Anthony Davis is a better offensive player in my opinion. And I think he's a little bit more disciplined on the defensive side because Jaren Jackson Jr. finds himself in foul trouble constantly in the playoffs, and that is a huge problem. So I'd even give AD a little bit of an edge in that matchup. And then D'Angelo Russell versus Dillon Brooks, they both have their nights, but on a consistent basis, I'd probably rather have D'Angelo Russell on my team because his ceiling's a little bit higher. So even from a big 3 matchup to big 3 matchup, the Los Angeles Lakers basically beat them in every single category because their best player is better than the Grizzlies' best player. Their lockdown defender is at least equal to Anthony Davis, and then I think D'Angelo Russell is better than Dillon Brooks. So I just think overall, the Lakers are just one of the worst matchups from a strategical standpoint as well in the first round the Grizzlies could have asked for. And really, even if you zoom out and look at the series as a whole as it is right now, it really has upset written all over it and all of the makings for an upset. Because one, the Lakers are probably a lower seed than they would have been if they would have had this team all year and not kind of constructed it and reconstructed it at the deadline. And also, they have the superstar potential and star potential on the Lakers. And then even on top of that, the Grizzlies weren't able to take care of home court. They split 1-1. And then, I mean, Game 3 is always heavily in the favor of the home team, and that's exactly what happened. And now the Grizzlies have to win at Los Angeles, which is a very hard place to win because Los Angeles is one of the biggest basketball markets in the entire world, if not maybe the biggest basketball market in the world. So I think for sure it's going to be very hard for them to win game 4, and if they do end up losing it, I'm not saying it's going to be impossible, but now they have to win 2 home games, which they weren't able to do the first time, and they're going to have to win one at Los Angeles once again in an even more high-pressure, super big moment type game, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that, and tack on top of that the fact that Ja Morant's hand might not be fine. Now, yes, his hand looked very okay in his first game back since it, but still, if it is bothering him, that's just going to be one more thing going against the Grizzlies, and every little thing ends up adding up, and now if Jaren Jackson Jr. gets in foul trouble again, that's going to mean so much more. So this game 4, or this game 5 that they're going into, should I say, is probably the biggest game of the series for the Grizzlies, because if they lose this, their season very well may be over. But unfortunately, guys, that's more for this video. So combo, do agree with me? Do you think that the Grizzlies need to take care of home business in game 4? What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win the series? On your thoughts in the comment section below. If you'd like to point, hit the like button and subscribe button. I mean, the absolute word me, and I hope you have a blessed day, because I have a blessed day, so you need a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.